Well, hello once again, farming friends. Welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015. I'm just kidding. If you watched yesterday's episode, you understand that one. Anyways, back on Manchester to continue our planting. Yesterday we got corn into field number 4. And, yeah, so that is done. Let's see what we are doing. There is our planter. I'm looking for a cultivator. There we go. That's not the one I want. That's the one I want. So I'm going to set this guy up to cultivate field number 20 and get it done. And while he does that, then I will work on planting fields number 6 and 7 and all that good stuff. So anyways, hope you guys are doing well. And we continue to reset our farm. And I decided I'm just going to go ahead and do corn corn all the way this time. Alright, let's go into course play here. Set this up. I'm only going to use one tractor on this field. So let's set this up, field 20. I am starting in the very southeast corner. Going west. I don't need a headland. I don't need that. So that should work right there. Offset. We need to make that 0. There we go. Turn on the 4-wheel drive and tell it to drive the course. Alright, so that will do its thing. Oh, you know what? It's probably going to run into that fence down there, but we'll let it do its thing. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll catch up with that later on when it does it. Alright, so let's get this guy fired up. And we'll get to sowing this field. So anyways, gotta do the IC thing on here. I need to get that script from Serious Gamer so I don't have to do this all the time. Because it's really just stupid. That's the thing. I'm not a fan of IC. I don't like it. Too much stuff to deal with. Too much senseless stuff to deal with anyways. Let's see. We're still set at 9.1. I'd like to get that down. Yeah. There we go. 9.0. That's about perfect. That's where she should be. Alright, let's pull on up here. We'll drop everything down and get to doing. And we'll seed this thing. So I'm pretty much going to do corn for all the fields and figure that if we do that and we just go ahead and just max out the BGA, we should be able to accumulate enough money to go over there and get field number 1. So look forward to that. Because that's the ultimate goal, right? Is to get field number 1 and amass one huge field that we can get into and really do some stuff. That'd be fun. Be fun. But I think also, kind of what I thought about last night was, if I do all these fields in corn, and I get them taken care of and get them maxed out, what I could do is go pick up a couple of more fields after this, and instead of just doing these 4 fields, I can get these 4 growing, and then I can turn around and buy 2 more, or 3 more fields, because we got plenty of money. And like on day 2, go plant them. And so I would have 4 fields come mature, harvest them, turn around, plow them. 2 more fields will be ready to go. Harvest them, plant them, turn around, redo the whole thing. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. Then we'd be constantly working, which is ultimately what I wanted to do when I was on Nord-Brabant, but the way the ripening table works on it, it never would work out where I could get everything staggered. But with the soil management in, with a growth state being a day, I actually can stagger my fields. So I think that's what I'm going to do this time. Mix it up a little bit. I think that would be kind of cool. We can put our cereals in the other fields. We'll do these all as corn for now. But like, you know, say we buy the field across the way there. There's some other fields we can go pick up. And we'll use those for some of the other stuff. Really, ultimately, I should have bought all the fields around the BGA and planted those in corn, and left these in cereal. That really would be the ultimate way to do it, but I don't always think ultimately at times. So a lot of the things I do are afterthoughts. So after yesterday's video, and I talked to you guys a little bit about the perils I had with using the John Deere air seeder. I did go out and look for different seeders. I downloaded a few. I will test those and see if I can find a really big air seeder to use on fields ahead. But right now I don't have one that won't skip a lot. And that's the thing. People, I got some people write me, why use such and such, and I don't have any problems with it. Great, I understand you don't have any problems with. What I was trying to convey in my video was that particular air seeder would not work with this farm without skipping all the time. Okay? That's, you know, the point I'm making. It doesn't work with this map. So it doesn't matter if it works on, you know, Western Iowa 3rd time removed. Great, it works on that map. That's awesome. But it doesn't work on Manchester. You know, things that work in the western block of Botswana may not work here. So, yeah. But anyways, I'll find something. Mix things up a little bit. What surprised me is how well I actually was just messing around when I was testing. I used this particular tractor, and it pulled that big seeder really great up until it got to a hill. If it got to a big deep hill, like on field 4, that back hill back there, it was challenged to pull that hill. Now it didn't like not pull it, but it wouldn't pull it at you know, like 7 miles an hour, 8 miles an hour. It would pull it at like 2, 3. But it did pretty good pulling that big huge thing. Because I was thinking I'd have to get like one of the really big articulating tractors to do it, which is not something I really want to do, but I thought I was going to have to. Surprising though, I could pull it with this thing pretty well. But I think if I do get a big honking air seeder, I'll probably get a different tractor to pull it with, just for the realism aspect of it. And that's not to say that this one wouldn't pull it. It just wouldn't look right pulling it. Alright, so we'll continue to get this field planted. Get my screenshot done for, make sure I have one. Probably needs to be on this side though when I do it, so I'll flip around here in a minute and do it. So what else is happening? Today's my big record day. I'm going to try to do quite a bit of recording. I've already got my Fallout video recorded for Thanksgiving. So that is done. And I need to get all of my farm sim stuff recorded today. So I'm going to be in a farm sim mega session today. Plus we have the live stream tonight at 7 p.m. doing some Sosnovka. So that will be done. I just thought about that. Yeah. Sosnovka could technically qualify as a video for Thursday. So I could do it and not have to do as many. I'm not going to worry about it. I got lots of Manchester that needs to get done. So this is technically Thanksgiving Eve for all of us here in the States, as we prepare to celebrate gluttony and eat like pigs tomorrow. I'm just kidding. Some of the dishes that my family used to make when I was a kid, holy cow. They used to do like this sweet potato, well, they called them candied yams, which I guess a yam is different than a sweet potato, but it's basically the same thing, right? Absolutely the most disgusting dish I've ever had in my life. It's basically, they cut up the yams, they put them in a pot full of brown sugar, and, you know, slowly boil them or simmer them in basically sugar, and then top that with marshmallows or whatever and burn them. Holy cow, that's just too much sweet. Just destroy a food group. How about it? See, I'm a big sweet potato kind of fan. I don't need nothing with it. Just steam it up, get it nice and done. Maybe put a little butter on it. But for the most part, I don't need a whole lot with it other than it. I gotta figure out how to do this. I didn't even think about the fact that this is all messed up right here. We'll get it planted. We'll get it right. That dish, ugh. when I got old enough to take over the menu and the cooking duties, that one was gone. It's like, we ain't eating that no more. That is disgusting. Now, there's those of you who probably like that dish, and don't get me wrong, it's too much sugar for my diet. I'd rather have just a huge plate of green beans than that. And no, I don't do the whole green bean casserole thing where you put it all in the cream sauce and all. Just put the green beans in, slow cook them all day long with a little bit of bacon or a little bit of salt pork, and then serve them up. That's good stuff. Alrighty. So that's what I will be doing all night and all day tomorrow, is cooking. And then spending some time with the fams. So anyways. What else is happening? I did go ahead and order my EVGA 980 last night, GTX 980. So I went ahead and ordered that. So that's on its way. Yeah, it'll probably be here sometime next week. And we will get that and upgrade the video card. Alright, let's see if we can make this work here. There we go. So what I'll try to do is pull up a little bit early on all of this, get it set, and then once it's all the rows are done, I'll come back and just cut across this top here and seed it at one pass. Get that done. Hopefully that'll work out. Oh, I'm going the right direction. Let's get my little screenshot done that I wanted to do. There we go. What else? Let's see. So the Fallout video is recorded. I did just put a new Fallout video up today, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Got that done. I gotta get an Arma today and play some Arma, otherwise my base is going to deteriorate. I haven't played in a couple of weeks, so I gotta get in there and pay my production money and get that topped off. I need to do a little Euro truck too. It's funny how you get hooked on one game and then all the other ones just kind of go by the wayside for a little while. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just the only one that does that. But I get addicted to certain things, and that's all I'll play for a few days. Hey, the fence has made it to the fence down there because it has run into something. We'll jump down there and see what's wrong with it in just a second. Alright, so pick that up there. There we go. Alright, let's go check on it and see what's wrong with it. As I suspected. I don't understand how it ends up like this. Is the whole field done? The whole field is actually done. So I don't even understand why it ended up out there. Unless the cultivator caught that tree. Looks like maybe there's a little bit of the field not done. I'm not really sure why I did that. Oh man, it just barely missed that one little piece. Yeah, regardless, we'll knock it out real quick and be done with it. Get it all cleaned up. I think it's funny that those weeds can grow in that fast. If, you know, if one day is a grow cycle, how do your weeds pop up right after you cultivate? After all, cultivation is a form of weed control. Alright, I just want to run up here and check a couple of things before we get rid of this thing. Backside of this hill back here, it does have a tendency to skip it a little bit. Though I did change the configuration of this field around some, so I might have gotten it fixed. It looks like it did, because it didn't miss anything back here. Oh, it did miss a spot. One little spot, but it misses every time. Okay. Alright, that's done. And where were those weeds at? Alright, we'll pack this thing up, head back to the main farm with it. And this field should be ready to plant as well. And we'll get to working on that. Alrighty. We'll get this thing backed into place, put away. I gotta go get the other one too. It's just sitting out over there in field number 6. Hasn't been put away. Alrighty, get that backed into here. Park it. That should be good. And we'll go put this guy into the shed, park it up for just a moment until we need it again. Open sesame! Not too many comments the last few days. Most of you guys have been pretty quiet. Probably pretty busy. Yeah, I get that. Mostly still people who can't install Manchester properly. Most of the comments have been getting. For the most part, it's been pretty quiet though. Alright, so let's actually from this one, let's go get this guy real quick, and then we can finish up our planting and not have to worry about these guys, because when we'll be in the way when we get ready to come seed this field. Corn seeding goes a little bit slow because I guess you know, I've only got the one seeder. I could go buy another one and speed it up a little bit. It's one of those things, do I really need to spend the money? Alright, let's back this guy in real quick. Whoa, I didn't want that. Hey, pack it back up. Sometimes I forget what I'm doing with that gear shift lever. I was going backwards and I was thinking, oh, I need to go into reverse, and I played a game the other day that reverse is actually the same as what I use for lowering my my implement. There we go. Drop that in place. Come back over here. We'll do the same thing. Back this one on in. And we'll park this thing out of the way. I know what we can do for a Thanksgiving episode. We can do a Thanksgiving episode on washing the tractors, because they are all a dirty mess right now. Alright, back here. Back to doing what we need to do. Seed the field. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get this field sown on up. And then we'll move forward. So much work to do to get all this taken care of. I'm really looking forward to getting all the fields planted so we can jump to day 2 and get the BGA fired up. And so I think the BGA will probably just do shovel loader on it. I think I'm just gonna sit over there on the shovel loader and just load the BGA myself. I know that's not the greatest use of time, but you know, it all comes back to what's fun. That's like forestry stuff. Somebody was on me the other day about how I need to use the front end loader for forestry and not use the buffalo. And it's probably the same person who's been on me about it forever about it. Look, when I first started playing this game and I did forestry, that's the only way I would load logs. I would take the Ponzi, I'd cut all the logs down, and when I cut them, I'd try to stack them as well as I could. Each tree, I would stack each tree as I cut it in one little nice neat stack. And then I'd come around with the front loader or wheel loader, and I butt all the ends up with it, you know, just run into it, match all the ends, and then I would scoop it up with the big claw and load it into a trailer, and then I would go sell it. That was because I absolutely hated using the buffalo to try to do anything because of the way the controller system is set up on it. Then I bought the dual joysticks, and that changed the way I played the game because I actually for once enjoyed doing forestry with that. And so I understand that you can do things easier or simpler or faster, however you want to say it, by using the front loader, and that is certainly easier than doing it any other way because it works, but it is a bit more realistic to do it with the buffalo, and the buffalo is a lot more fun once you get dual joysticks. It just makes it that much simpler and that much more enjoyable to be able to run an a front loader, or not a front loader, but to run something like with excavator controls. It's really, really fun. And I can't convey that. I don't know how to really convey that in the videos, but it just really changed forestry for me on this game. I wouldn't go out into a forestry operation and see a guy with in the woods trying to run a front loader to pick up wood that's on the ground. There would be somebody with some sort of pneumatic crane operation, whether it's a buffalo or whether it's a log truck or a lever type operator. There's somebody out there with some sort of operation that's picking the logs up and stacking them. Now in my area, the way the logging is done is completely different than the way the game is set up. In my area, the way the logging is done is typically you have somebody fall a tree, and then the trees are all bucked, and then somebody comes in with a log skidder, and the logs are skidded out to a landing, and then on the landing, that's where you have a processor head, and a processor goes through, runs down, delimbs all the trees, puts them into a sawbuck, and they're all cut to length. Or they have a processor that goes down and cuts them and delimbs them, and then once it runs out a certain number of feet, it cuts the top off of the tree, and it makes one nice big long tree or piece of lumber, and then that is set onto a truck and sent out. They don't really cut them to like 5-meter lengths or 6-meter lengths. It's all sent as a whole tree limb or as a whole unit, not as a spar. So I don't really, it's a little bit different operation where I live, and probably where most of you live in the States, it's done that way. Wood isn't necessarily processed in the woods that way, unless it's changed since the last time I was hanging out with some people in the industry. Alright, so we'll get that done. Get this little bit done as I run right through the power transmission line tower. But then for for having a front loader on a landing, that's a totally different situation. But mostly it's skidders and clam bunks that I see in a forestry situation. But again, I don't think forestry has a place in agriculture, so I don't know really why they put forestry into farm sim. It's cool to have it, it's fun, but it doesn't really belong in farm sim. Alright, let's get the head of 7 done real quick, and then we will get over here into 6 and finish it up. Alright, so I need to remember this for the future, just to leave this entire front line just kind of cut right across here. Hey, come on now. Wrap that down. Go forward a little bit. Just clean up this top end here. And we'll be done. Wish I could get rid of that little bush there. I guess I could do it in the Giants editor. Alright, so that's done. Nice. Alright, so on to field 6 we go to plant. So I think what I may do here is we'll get 6 started, and whatever I don't finish in this video I will probably do off screen. I'll probably go ahead and plant 20 off screen. So our Thanksgiving episode will be the BGA. I should be able to well, maybe not so much. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I think what I'll do is this field here, and then the next episode will be field 20 and lettuce and a few other things. Alright, that's matched up good. I gotta remember on the last couple of rows of this field not to do full plantings on them. because if we do, it's not gonna work out quite right. Somebody wrote and said, when am I gonna fix field number 4? I wasn't really sure what you meant, other than that little itty bit that I messed up by cutting the plow in there. I'm not really worried about it that much. I didn't mess it up too bad. I'll probably just leave it. It'd be too much work to try and get in there and just square it up and get it right, because it is pretty narrow right there, and I don't have a seeder that's narrow enough. I'll probably just leave it as is. Alrighty. Lift up. Tell you what, I'm gonna go every other row this time. Come back and finish up. It's a little easier turning. And with GPS, you'll see a lot of people plant this way. You'll see them skip rows, come back, do it, just because it's easier. It's actually probably faster than trying to, you know, make a tight turn and get everything lined back up. You just follow your GPS runs. It's certainly more efficient for me to do it this way. Oh, well. So if I'm not completely exhausted, completely wore out Friday morning, I think what I'm going to do is get up and do a live stream maybe around 8 a.m. my time, and probably do like 4 hours. Maybe go 8 a.m. to noon. That's sort of what I'm thinking. Not set in stone yet, but that's sort of what I want to do. And probably do a little bit of everything in that time frame. Maybe do 2 or 3 different games. Maybe do a little farm sim, do a little Euro truck, and then maybe even some Fallout. It just depends on how well everything goes tomorrow, how I feel. But if it is something I'm going to do, I'll tweet it. I'll tweet it out tomorrow night or something like that. Give you guys a heads up on what I'm going to do on Friday. So I may end up doing 2 different streams on Friday. I may end up doing an early morning one and then a late evening one. Alright. So we'll get this field wrapped up, and I think we'll call this a video. And then we will come back and do field 20 and a few other little odds and ends, take care of the orchard and all that other stuff for the Thanksgiving episode, and be ready to hit the BGA after that. How did I miss this one little spot right here with the guys cultivating? Very interesting. Luckily, being plowed, it doesn't matter. Alright, so that's a skip. That's a hole. And that last little bit is like a hole and a half. Alright. So we'll plow this one normal. I probably should have shifted over a little bit to the left a little bit, but that's alright. I was just trying to figure out how to plow this or sow this last little side without leaving big tram marks in it. I could cheat and use a hired help, let the hired help do it, and not have any tram marks, but that would be cheating. As long as I leave enough space between the one we did and this one to get the tractor up through there, I'll be alright. That'll work. That'll work out. Alright, lift up. Yeah, we got a nice wide path here to drive up. That worked pretty good. Not destroying any seed that I've already put down. That's the thing about the drive control thing, and I never do think about just going and disabling it for planting. But you think about it, like a lot of planters have wheels after the actual planting head. They don't destroy the seed. Some people even come in and actually will pack their fields after they seed. That doesn't destroy the seed. The only thing that destroys seed is actually, or destroying your crop, is actually driving over it once it started to germinate. So I wish they would adjust that to where it doesn't actually damage anything until it's hit growth stage 1 or 2. I think growth stage 1 is the actual planting of the seed. I don't think that even counts. A few more rows and then we'll be done, and we'll have 3 fields of corn planted. And we'll be on our way, and I'll figure out what fields we want to buy. to extend ourselves out a little bit more. And really ramp this thing up. I really haven't been thinking about buying other fields because I've been really focused on trying to get the money up to do field 1. And hadn't really been thinking about doing staggered planting, you know, but just hit me the other day. It's like, you know, you could do staggered planting since you're doing slow mod. You could adjust out your schedule to where you basically have a field come harvestable every single day. It's like, oh. Which would bring in a whole lot of automation and headaches down the road, but still, to be able to get it all done would be kind of cool. I sort of like a lot of automation, except for when the automation goes haywire and drivers go into trees and drive into ditches and things like that. You're constantly have to babysit them. That gets old. Probably need to haul some more of that manure over to the beef cattle area just to get it down so it continues to produce, because if it hits too high of a level it'll just stop, because it has a max of like 250,000 liters. Alright, one last road to get done. I hear you over there. Make a little noise. Alright. So we've got 3 fields planted in corn. We've got 1 more to go. Then we'll fast track our time. Well, we got 1 more to plant, and then we need to harvest oranges. Then we can fast track our time and see where we're at with all of our soil, our moisture content. The BGA will be up and running. Big funds ahead. And we'll start getting some money in from the BGA. That'll be good for us. And we'll start making our way towards our in-game goal. Alright, pack that up. See, like, we could buy this field. How much is this field? Boy, it's got a lot of character to it too. See how it rolls? And that's what I'm talking about. You know, people talking about Michigan and everything else like that. I like to see these fields that have a little character to them. They got a little roll. They, you know, and the map's got character to it. What do we got here? Let's see. 500,000. Oh, that would about clear us out, wouldn't it? We wouldn't be able to buy more than 1 farm if we bought that one. Maybe not. Maybe that's not the route we want to go. I have to get in and look at all the field prices and see what fields are what, see what we can pick up. If we can find a few that were like, you know, 100,000, find 2 or 3 of them, it wouldn't be so bad. Like this one over here next to us, I don't think it's too high of a price. The one behind the strip club. I think this one over here is a decent price. Just driving around with my cedar on. Pay no attention to me. Doo doo doo. The entrance to this thing's way up here, isn't it? Oh, since we're right here at the grocery store, I'll show you guys what I did. Doo doo doo. Come back here. So I got rid of the other sell point, and I just popped the Rosenthaler one down right there. The other one's still in place because I have a real hard time getting rid of it. But yeah, that'll give us the Rosenthaler sell point to pull into. I probably could have put it right up against the building, but I didn't. So, but anyways, that's there now, so we can sell the lettuce on that. Should we hit him? Boom, boom. Oh, what is this field? I don't want to drive through the ditch. I could easily do it, I know. No big deal, just drive straight through it. But I'd rather not, so we'll come all the way down here to the entrance. See how much this thing is. Toot. Full of dead barley, it looks like. Let's see. Out of here. How much? 158,000. That's not bad. That's not bad. We might could do that. We might could do that. We'll look at a few other ones, see what they are. I certainly don't want to spend a $500,000 on a field. Not when I'm trying to get $1.8 million together. That's like cedars. I don't really want to buy a new cedar right now, because a new cedar's $250 just for the. I think it ends up being about, when you buy the cedar and the implement for it, you end up spending like $500,000. And then if I gotta buy a tractor to pull it, that's that much more as well. So I kind of don't want to spend that money. Alright, we'll fill this thing up and I will call this an episode. I thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it today. And wasn't that chatty during this one, and I do apologize. But we'll come back tomorrow with a Thanksgiving episode. Hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. If you don't watch tomorrow or whatever, do hope you have a wonderful holiday with your family and friends. And if you're over in other parts of the world and you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I just hope you have a wonderful day. And we'll see you again in the next episode. Don't forget, live stream tonight, 7 o'clock on Sosnovka. And we'll be planting, I think, is what we got to do tonight on there. So we'll be doing that. But again, thanks for watching. Have a great day. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And I do new videos each and every day, so you'll want to get a little bing in your mailbox when I do that. So take it easy, have fun, have a good day, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.